Work the job, but build the vision. Work the job, build the vision. And really what made me think about it is I just hear so many people talk about, the job the job pays the bills. The job pays the bills. But it's not coming from a place of excitement, fulfillment. It's not coming from a place of enjoyment. It's literally coming from, I'm at this job because it's just paying the bills. And that's part of the reason why I got into the work that I do, which is to help individuals fly, to help individuals experience fulfilling living year round. Because it's bigger than just getting a paycheck that just pays the bills. But not only that, a paycheck that just pays the bills. Ooh, do you hear the limit on that thing? And so that's why I'm like, people say that, but what they oftentimes miss, or it's silent, you can't even hear it, is that a job that just pays the bills, and it's just that, it can also kill your dreams little by little. A lot of times individuals can get stuck. They can get comfortable, especially working in corporate. You can get so comfortable working in corporate that by the time you get off work, you're exhausted, you're tired. I used to work 50 hours a week, so I get it. When you get home, you have a choice to make. Either you lay down, you take a nap, you rest because you're exhausted, or you say, you know what? The thing that God called me to do is so important to me that I'm going to spend some intentional time working on it. I'm going to block out some time because it is that important to me. Hey, Leonard. And so that's what I wanted to talk about today, because it's like every hour you spend doing what drains you is an hour stolen away from what energizes you and what can elevate you. And so I'm like, I tell people all the time, I'm never anti-job. Okay, work the job. Like I said, this is what the title is, work the job, but make sure you're building the vision as well. Make sure that you're being a good steward of the thing that God gave you to do. After the job, you block the time off and you pour that back into the vision, okay? Because life is bigger than just getting a paycheck to pay the bills. And I actually made a post earlier this week on a different platform, and I was saying how don't confuse your paycheck with purpose, because one pays the bills and the other one builds your destiny. Okay. And so I just said, let me just talk really, really quickly and just give some quick points of, okay, how can we move from just bills to build? Okay. And like I said, I already alluded to it. Number one, make sure that you have an elevation hour. Okay. That's what we're going to talk. That's what I'm going to call it. Maybe you want to call it a power hour. Maybe you want to give it another name, but schedule time with you. Make sure that it is a non-negotiable block on your calendar and you protect that time. Schedule some time for you to do what it is that you should be doing. And, I also schedule time for self-care. Y'all, I schedule time for everything. If it is not on my calendar, it is not getting done. Okay. I live through this my calendar. I tell people all the time, do you want to make sure that we get this on the calendar? Because if it's not on my calendar, I'm not going to do it. So I schedule everything, personal things, business things, it's going on my calendar. And that's how I want you to treat. Hey, y'all, if you're tuning in, let me know who's here. So whatever it is that you need to do, whatever it is that you need to work on, put it on your calendar. Okay. And I want you to think of it like this. So imagine you schedule 30 minutes a day to work on the thing that is in your heart to do, that you should be doing, but you're not giving your time to, because when you get off work, you're tired and now you want to eat, lay down, watch a TV show, scroll on social media, but not pour into you. Imagine if you actually set aside 30 minutes a day to work on that thing. It could equate to 14 hours a month. So when people tell me that they don't have time, I can't tell you how many people tell me that they don't have time to do something. And I'm like, all I have to do is audit your schedule. All I have to do is audit what you're doing. And I promise you, I can find some time. I promise you. And how do I know that? Is because there are literal millionaires and billionaires that have the same amount, 24 hours, just like we do. And you mean to tell me they can make $1 million or $1 billion and we can't? Is that what you're telling me? And so that's why I'm like, you mean to tell me you can't carve out 30 minutes of time? You can't cut down 30 minutes of social media scrolling time, or other things in your life? So that's why I'm always like, audit your time, audit how you're using your time, because you literally, if you just set aside 30 minutes a day for a month, you could add an additional 14 hours to your schedule. or you want to just keep saying you don't have time. Okay. The second thing is one money skill, one offer, one channel. And this is what I'm really getting locked in on. So this is probably why you haven't seen me on Facebook as much, is because I'm really doing the power of one. And it's, having one audience, one platform, one offer, one link, and you do it for 1 year. And that has been shown to be very, very successful in helping individuals scale their businesses in a shorter or a condensed amount of time. And so, hey girl, and so lock in, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you're doing, what's your one skill? What's the offer? What's the channel? And of course I go into this deeper in like my coaching program and everything, because of course I work with women to help them monetize their overlooked skills to create purpose-driven income without having to wait for a raise or a promotion. That's what we do. That's what we do over here. So if you ever needed help with that, just let me know. And then number 3 is creation over consumption. Now I spent a lot of time about this, and I actually talked about this a couple weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago now. Make sure that you are a producer and not just a consumer. For every 15 minutes that you spend on these social media or in these social media streets, make sure that you're posting something that could help you create wealth, something that is geared or related towards the thing that you say that you want to do, but you're not making time to do. For every 15 minutes that you on here scrolling, make sure that you give yourself 45 minutes to create something, to pitch something, to talk about your business, to do something. Hey, director, do something. I promise, ever since I shifted my mindset, like, okay, if I'm going to be on social media, I need to post first. That's what my mindset is. I don't say like every 15 minutes I scroll, let me go and post something. I actually do it in the reverse. I say, when I open up this app, let me make sure I'm posting something first before I just get to scrolling. And so whatever, method works for you, but make sure that if you're going to spend time on here, let it be a reward because you're on here doing something and you're on here being intentional. Okay. And so make sure that you are talking about your business. I can't tell you how many people I talk to them. They're frustrated because they're not having success in their business. And then I look at their social media page, or I ask them, okay, what's your strategy? Tell me your strategy, tell me your process. And it's crickets. I'm like, that's what the problem is. You don't have a process. You don't have a strategy. Post first. Absolutely, director. I'm like, that's my reward. Okay. Post first and then go on there and scroll. But I talk to so many individuals, whether it's in my coaching business or it's in my travel business, and they get frustrated because they're not having success in their business. And it's like, I look at your page and I don't see anything. I don't see anything that you posted. Are you still in business? Because if I have to question it, you don't think your audience is questioning it? They don't even know. They don't even see it. Because what does the statistics show? That only like 2% of your followers see your posts anyways. And so that's why you have to show up more often. And so it's like, of course you're not going to be successful in business if you're not talking about it. People don't know it. And I'm like, if you can't talk about your business at least 2 times a day, more, okay? Any opportunity that you have to talk about your business, talk about it unapologetically. What's the phrase? If they get tired of you talking about your business, whoop-de-doo, because I'm going to keep talking about my business, okay? And I want you to have that same energy. I want you to have that same mindset when it comes to doing what you're doing, because if you're doing it, it's because you've been called to do it, right? That's the first question. We want to be intentional, make sure that we're not just doing stuff to do stuff, but we're being intentional, we're being purposeful. We know the why behind what we're doing stuff. That's why I say fulfillment is found in purpose. It's harder to quit, but it's harder to quit what you're called to do. So we got to start first with that why. And so if you know why you're doing something, then you would want to pour your time. You want to pour your time and energy into it. And so set the time aside. I promise you, I had a conversation with like 3 people this week, and they all said, I don't have enough time, or man, I'm frustrated because I'm not making any money in my business. And I forget what the third person said. And it all came back to, you are just not devoting or giving any time. And maybe it's because you're comfortable because you work a job. Okay. Maybe you're comfortable because your job is just paying your bills. But I don't know about you, but the God that I serve is not a God of just surviving. Okay. He's the God of thriving. He's a God of abundance. He's a God of overflow. And so I don't want a job that's just going to pay the bills. I want to be able to tap into that abundance and overflow so that way I can be more of a blessing and do more for the people and serve more people, because every mission requires money. So I'm not just looking for just enough. I'm going after more than enough, exceedingly abundantly more than I could ever ask, think, or imagine. I don't know about you, but if that's what you're looking for, then you're in the right place. You're in the right space. And I want you to be mindful of what you are telling yourself in your mind, okay? You could be tired, but say, I'm building capacity. Okay. I need to do an audit on my life. I need to add capacity into my, or you know what I say? If someone wants me to do something and it doesn't align, I tell them I don't have capacity for that. And it's okay. I don't have capacity right now because I'm focused on doing XYZ of what I need to do and accomplish. If you say I don't have time, ask yourself, have I scheduled my power hour? Have I scheduled my elevation hour? Have I scheduled my freedom hour? Have I scheduled whatever that thing is that you want to call it? Have you scheduled time with you? And if you're saying my job is draining me, that's a clue that you probably need to get tapped into what you're supposed to be doing anyways. All right. But I do want to say that in all things, we want to make sure that we work it with excellence. That's how I was born. I mean, that's not how I was born. That's how I was raised. I was raised to operate in excellence and integrity in everything that I did. So while you are working that job, your job pays the bills. Your destiny is funded by your discipline. I want you to write that down, put that in the comments. Your destiny is funded by your discipline. So if you're not making steps closer, if you're not seeing progress, if you're not seeing increase, I want you to check your discipline. And I'm going to say this, start tonight. Okay. It's October 3rd, even though I don't like to use times and dates in my lives, but start today. No matter when you're watching this, whether you're watching it live, you're watching the replay, you're watching it on YouTube, wherever you're going to watch this, start tonight. Okay. Don't say I'm going to start tomorrow. Don't say I'm going to start fresh on Monday. Start today. 30 minutes. And start putting time and energy into the thing that fuels you. Because the thing that drains you is taking so much of your time and energy that now you don't have time to focus on what you should. But we're changing that. We're shifting that. So that's what this live is all about. All right. And if you need any help, like I said, definitely contact me because this is what I'm all about. Okay, God gave me the framework, my 40s of destiny. Everything that I do in my coaching programs is to help individuals be all that they were created to be, do what they were created to do, and show up intentionally and show up consistently in order to build the life of their dreams, because it is absolutely possible. All right. Hey, Jonathan. But I'm going to hop off of here. Y'all have an amazing, amazing weekend. Like I said, take the weekend. Still, see, I don't take any days off. I'll do it a little bit, 30 minutes. I could do 30 minutes of work a day. You mean to tell me you can't do 30 minutes of work a day? On a Saturday and a Sunday, I can give 30 minutes to pour into my dreams, to pour into the destiny, but that just goes back to the discipline. All right, create your action plan. What can you do? What can you do consistently? And then do it. If you can't commit 30 minutes a day, even though I'm going to challenge you on that, do what you can. But the worst thing you can do is nothing. So, all right, y'all have an amazing, amazing weekend. And I will catch y'all on the next Fly Day Live. If I said something that you enjoyed, if I said something that resonated with you, go ahead and share it in the comments. And if I said something that someone else needs that make sure that you make sure you share, make sure that you get them this information, because we're over here building a movement. All right. The Fly Life is all about living a life that you don't have to vacation from. I will see y'all next week.